Good afternoon and welcome to InvestorIdeas.com podcast, following cannabis news, stocks to watch, as well as insight from thought leaders and experts. Today we're looking at announcements from Golden Leaf Holdings Limited, trading on the CSE as GLH and the OTCQB as GLDFF. We have AFNR Growers Limited, trading on the CSE as AFI and OTC as RSSFF. And Abatis Pharmaceuticals Corp, trading on the CSE as ATT and OTC as ATTBF, and Cannabis Wheaton Income Corp, trading on the TSXV Venture under CBW. Starting with Golden Leaf Holdings Limited, a leading cannabis oil solutions company built around recognized brands, who announced that it has signed a letter of intent to acquire two large cannabis cultivation facilities and their associated cultivation licenses, one in northern Nevada and the other in northern California, both owned by the same operators. The Nevada facility is currently operational and generating positive cash flow, and the California facility is provisionally licensed for cultivation. Under the terms of the letter of intent, Golden Leaf would pay out $8.5 million US in cash at closing, plus an as of yet undetermined number of shares that equals 25% of the total issued and outstanding shares of common stock of GLH on the closing date. Signing this letter of intent provides Golden Leaf with an opportunity to secure an agreement that would significantly expand our cultivation capabilities in high-growth Nevada and California markets, both of which have commenced adult use sales within the past 12 months, commented William Simpson, CEO of Golden Leaf. Next, looking at AFNR Growers Limited, who announced that they have signed a definitive license agreement with a later-stage license producer applicant in British Columbia. The license represents royalties of 3% of all products grown using the patented technology, and gives the exclusive rights for Vancouver Island for fruits, vegetables, and marijuana once the Health Canada license is achieved to grow, process, import, and export marijuana. The 15,000 square foot greenhouse, slated to be completed by the end of this year, will house up to 48 full-scale towers to service Vancouver Island with high-quality, low-priced organic farmer-grade marijuana, while also diversifying into organic food production to showcase some more sustainable practices in Canada. AFNR is also in the process of setting up a single vertical growing tower in Abbotsford for the purpose of completing a second phase test and improving efficiencies in growing marijuana using the vertical growing tower technology developed by AFNR. The original test was completed last year and was a success based on the increase in production using a vertical tower. Both of these tests are being done under the medical marijuana licenses currently in good standing. Next, looking at Abatis Pharmaceuticals Corp., who has announced that they have entered into a non-binding letter of intent with Cannamedics Inc. to provide Cannamedics with pesticide-free cannabis-containing oils, research and development, analytical and regulatory services, and access to Abatis' distribution and marketing channels to help support the development and commercialization of new CBD-infused nutraceuticals and natural health products. Cannamedics is a Calgary-based healthcare provider focused on the use of traditional and alternative therapies to address health conditions, from pain management to integrative cancer care. Cannamedics' plan to develop a new and compliant line of CBD-containing products is consistent with the fast adoption of cannabis-based medicine we've seen across North America, Europe, and Australia, stated Dr. David Galvez, Senior Science Advisor at Abatis. And finally, looking at Cannabis Wheaton Income Corp., who announced that it has closed its previously announced acquisition of all the outstanding securities of DoseCann Inc., a late-stage licensed dealer applicant pursuant to the NCR. DoseCann is expected to serve a critical role in the midstream segment of Cannabis Wheaton's platform. DoseCann is expected to be the company's primary facility for various value-enhancing intellectual property-related activities. The company also intends to utilize the DoseCann facility for the commercialization of various cannabis products available under the company's recently announced license agreement with Dixie Brands Inc., as permitted by the applicable law. Hugo Alves, President and Director of Cannabis Wheaton, stated, "The addition of DoseCann to the Cannabis Wheaton platform provides us with a strategic regulatory tool that we believe will be increasingly important under the proposed Cannabis Act. Couldn't be more excited to be working with the high-caliber team Greg Boone has put together to develop DoseCann into a true center of excellence in the creation of intellectual property product development and commercialization. We believe the DoseCann team's proven ability to take pharmaceutical, natural health products, and consumer packaged goods from conceptualization to commercialization will be a huge value to the company's wholly owned subsidiaries and streaming partners as we enter the next leg of growth in the domestic and international markets for cannabis products." That's today's podcast on cannabis news. Thank you for listening. Investor Ideas reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the investorideas.com website, and this podcast is not an endorsement to buy products or services or securities. Investors are reminded all investments involve risk and possible loss of investment. To hear more podcasts, visit podcast page on investorideas.com.